Hi guys, welcome to Ochanya Sewing Room. I am going to be teaching you how to make an extended peplum blouse in today's tutorial. So the first thing I am going to do is to cut out the peplum that I want to use for this blouse. I'm folding my wrapper into two like this. I'm folding my wrapper into two, and then I am going to be putting down the length of my peplum. For this peplum, I'm going to be using 10 inches because if my material is raining, if my Ankara fabric is remaining, I am going to be using it to line the peplum. But if it is not remaining, I am just going to fold it, okay? Because my fabric is not enough, it's not much. So I'll be marking 10 inch. I'm trying to manage my fabric, so I am just using the length of my Ankara fabric. I'm not adding any extra. So the length of your peplum needs to be longer than your original waist length, right? So this is the front. I measured 10 inches, and then I'll be cutting it out. So this is for the front, right? I'm going to be using this one to cut the back as a zipper allowance. So we're going to slash it up into two. It's not going to be on full, but I'm just going to use this to cut the back. So it's so I am going to be opening up for the back. I'm going to be opening it up. Then I will be reducing the length of my front peplum just by 1 inch because of zipper allowance at the back. Do you understand? I'm going to be reducing my front peplum by 1 inch because of zipper allowance at the back. So now that we've cut the peplum, we'll go back to making of the main bodies. We're going to cut the main body. So now that we're done cutting the peplum, I'm going to be cutting out my basic bodies. This is going to be like a very basic bodies. I am going to be marking out my points, my body points. So my shoulder to bust is 9.5 inches, my shoulder to under bust is 12.5 inches, and then my half length is 16 inches, right? And I'm going to be adding 1 inch for joining allowance, joining of the peplum at the downside and joining of my shoulder. So altogether this is going to be 17 inches. So I'm going to be marking out the 17 inches like this, and then next I'm going to be placing my shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement is 14 inches. I'm going to be dividing 14 inches by 2, which is going to give me 7 inches, right? Then we are going to be adding ½ inch sewing allowance, and then we are going to come down at the shoulder point by 1 inch, right? So before making the slant, I am going to be marking my neck measurement. I'm using a round neck for this blouse, so 3 inches for the width, and then 5 inches for the depth. Yes, so that is what. So I'm going to be marking it down and like this. So from the neck, where the width of the neck is ending, that's where I'm going to start my shoulder slope from, right? So after doing that, we're going to put in our armhole measurement. So my armhole measurement is 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches. So I'm going to be marking down the 8 inches. I'm still going to mark out my shoulder measurement here, and then I'm going to draw a straight line. This is very simple. This is just a basic bodies. I do not want to do so much. I just want something very basic. So I'm going to be using my armhole curve I'm going to be using this ruler to make my armhole curve. So I will not be I'm going to put in my dart now. So the next thing to do is to impute your dart. So to get your dart, you're going to, on the waistline, you're going to mark 4 inches. That's for your nipple to nipple, and then you're going to take it down. We take it from your bust down to your half length, and then I am just going to be taking out ½ inch darts on both sides of. I'm going to be taking ½ inch, altogether 1 inch from both sides, and then I will take it from the bust point down to the half length. So after doing that, the next thing we want to do is to impute your body measurement. So my bust measurement divided by 4 is 8.5, and then I'm going to be making use of 2 inches sewing allowance. Then my waist measurement, which is 7.5, I'm going to be adding 2 inches for sewing allowance, and then 1 inch for my dart intake. I'm going to be sewing the dart directly on the fabric. I am not cutting because this is a freehand kind of dress, right? So after doing that, I'm just going to connect the points together, and then I'll be making my round neck. I'm using a round neck for this particular blouse, just like I said before. This is a round neck blouse. So the next thing I will be doing is to go ahead and cut. So I hope it's very, very simple to understand, because this is just basic for this. Welcome back. I've gone ahead to join my back piece to my front piece. So after you are done joining your back and your front piece together, and you are very sure that that is the actual size of your body or your client's body, the next thing you want to do is to fold your bodies like this. You fold it into 2, and then you are going to notch at the center of your front, right? You're going to notch at the center of your front like this. After notching it, you are going to take the peplum of your front piece, and you are going to fold it into 2. You are going to fold it into 2 equal halves, and then after you're done folding, you are notching at the center. So after notching, the next thing you are doing is to place your, just like the way I am doing, right? You're going to place your peplum, the center of your peplum to the center of your front like this, and then you start joining. You start joining from here using 1/2 inch sewing allowance. You're going to join all through, and then you will stop at this point where your back is joining to your front. That's the seam where your back and your front is being joined together. You're going to stop at that point, and then you're going to lock the stitch. After locking the stitch, the next thing you want to do is this rough edge. You're going to fold it in like this. You fold it 1/2 and 1/2, or even less than 1/2 and 1/2, maybe 0.2 or 0.3. You're just going to fold it in all through the remaining part that is flying. This is because you do not want the rough edge showing and giving you a dirty work. So after doing that on the right, you're going to come to the left side, and then you are going to sew down to the end where the front and the back is joined together, right? And then you close the rough edge, just like I said earlier. After doing that, you want to join your peplum to the back. That's the back piece. You're just going to start joining from where the zipper allowance is starting from. You're just going to join from here, and then you will stop at where the back and the front is meeting, where the back and the front is being joined together. You're going to stop at that point, and then you're going to close your rough edge. So you're doing this for the other side of the back. I'll go over to the sewing machine and join it together, and then I'll come back and show you. So guys, I'm back from the sewing machine. So this is the end result of what I went to do. As you can see, you see where the peplum, you can see where the peplum for the front is stopping, and you can see where the peplum for the back is stopping. So this is how your own should look like, and then you fold the under of your peplum. But if you have enough fabric, you can use your fabric to line the peplum so that you don't have to fold just like I have folded. So I did this because my fabric is not enough. That was why. And most people actually do this. You can either line it or just leave it as it is. So this is it. So you just go ahead and fix your zipper. At the back, and then I'll join my sleeve, and that's all for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.